Hello, everyone. Welcome to One by One, a podcast where we uncover the stories, strategies, and secrets behind extraordinary success. I'm your podcast host, Robert Muregi, and we'll be building each other from the ground up. Join us as we uncover the blueprints of building a life, a career, or a business from the ground up. Subscribe now and never miss an episode from us. And on our today's Wicked Special, we are going to have a conversation which is based on the truth and honesty, and we are also going to explore more as we are going to find out from one of our friends from Australia. He's going to explain to us all what he knows about integrity. Welcome,
Thank you.
RX.
Yes, nice having you.
Thank you so much, and welcome to the show. And Kelvin, thank you and welcome to the show. Thank you so much. And as we start our today's weekend special, we are going to explore a few things which affects the society and the things that we could improve on so that we can improve our overall health in our lives. And as we are going to find from our host tonight, what do you understand about this life? Like from holistic part or from the perspective of a person who have traveled and done so many other things, what would you tell us about life as you know it?
Yeah. Thank you very much. Seriously honored to be here on this podcast for the first time.
Thank you.
And yes, life is a mystery, and life is good,
Yes.
and life is to be cherished, and life is a gift from the Creator.
Yes.
Whatever you consider him to be. I happen to have read a poem called Desiderata, which talks about life, and it says, go placidly, of what happens in your life, and don't compare yourself with anyone. Be yourself.
Yes.
And from a philosophical point of view, we've got a few philosophers like Socrates, who said, unreflected life is not worth living. You need to
Yes.
reflect on your life. And yes, and spiritually, life is a gift from God, from conception to natural death.
Yes.
And even in John 10:10, Jesus said, I came so that you may have life and have it to the fullest.
Yes.
Whatever that means. Which means maybe we don't explore life to the fullest.
To the fullest.
Yes.
And when you mentioned about this, something which came past my mind, and I was thinking, do you have any best ways on how you could possibly help our viewers and our subscribers on how they could explore life in a more bigger way?
I think, yes, from my experience, it's just being there.
Yes.
And I'll borrow more from existentialism, the philosophers,
Yes.
who say the question is to be as opposed to have.
Yes.
Because you cannot have without being. The question is to be.
Yes.
And being yourself, being who you are, exploring the powers within you. Like we got our friend here, Kevin, who is a mechanic. He was not born a mechanic,
Yeah. Yeah.
but he explored
Yes.
himself from within, not from without.
Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. And Kevin, as you have heard, there is one time we shared with you, and you mentioned something like, if someone doesn't have a story, go back and make one. What did you mean by that?
What I mean with that's anyone must have a story.
Yes.
Where he also have come from.
Yeah.
And he also must have passed through some difficulty,
Yes.
and that will help him or her, will help him to become who he also is today. Today's life, you can't say you can't say that anything comes on a silver plate. You must work on that
Yep. Yes.
for you to have a better life. You
Yes.
must suffer. You must also you must also work hard or work smart for that to achieve what you want in your life.
Yes.
Without that, you cannot achieve your goals and you cannot be anyone's help in this world.
Yes.
So you must also work in a way that you work in a way that for you to achieve your future's goals,
Yes.
the way you have targeted.
Yes.
For you to do that, you must also work tirelessly. You work tirelessly and you need to lose hope in life.
Yes.
Because no one is underdog. You put a spirited fight for you to become someone's in some future lifestyle. That's what I mean with that.
Very good, very good. Thank you so much for that extensive explanation. Because we had some time ago, we had this conversation, and we were thinking, if someone said the best thing I've ever had of my life or my story is that we went drinking one night and we had fun, and that's all the story they have, this person is not groomed enough. I heard you talk about being polished. What is this polishing thing you mentioned?
Like just before that, Kevin just mentioned
Yes.
something very important about work. And biblically, St. Paul says, if you don't work, you don't want, you should not eat.
Yes.
And even Psalms say, God blesses the work of your hands.
Yeah.
So in other words, Kevin doesn't believe on luck.
Yes.
You're gonna get out there. That hands clean money.
Copy that.
Yeah, in simple terms.
In simple terms.
Yeah.
And we have already mentioned about getting your hands dirty before in one of our podcasts.
Yeah.
And this thing looks very simple from the outside, but it is very deep. Because when you get to that point when you don't want to wake up, I've already talked about this earlier, you don't want to be guided, you don't want to get bothered, you just want to have a simple, relaxed life. If you don't lose time now, that time you must lose it at some point. So whatever you're supposed to do today so that it can save you from the mess tomorrow, it is worthy doing.
Oh, and tomorrow starts today.
And tomorrow starts today. Whatever, if you want to see what will be happening tomorrow, look at what is happening today. There might be very close possibility from what happened yesterday. Today is closer, is more closer to the future than yesterday. So by all means, when you want to go to the future, you need to keep checking what you're doing each and every day. And this one,
in other words,
yes.
writers, they have written books like there's a writer I like, he's called Eckhart Tolle. And Bryce Courtney.
Yes.
And both of them, Eckhart Tolle, he's written a book is called The Power of Now.
The Power of Now, yes.
What you have is now. If you don't use now, what you have? Nothing.
You have nothing.
Yesterday is gone.
Yes.
Tomorrow not guaranteed.
Yes.
The power of now.
The Power of Now.
And then Bryce Courtney, in his book The Power of One, he's just copying the Chinese saying, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step.
Yes.
So the help is just the next door. The next phone call.
The next phone call, 1 mile away.
Yes. And it's amazing. And the power within, we have big guys who have written books and we read about them, our role model. Look, for example, Nelson Mandela, on his book, he says that all seems impossible until it's done.
Until it's done, yes.
All seems impossible. And he was in jail for 27 years.
Yes.
And when he came out, he became president for one term. And the rest of it, we remember him more than people, presidents in the world who have stayed in the power
for too long. Yes.
And the best dancer knows when to exit. You can't keep dancing. Yes.
Wow.
You can't keep dancing on the stage.
Yes.
You need to know when the best time to exit. Otherwise, you're gonna get boring.
And
this is the mystery of life.
And this is a mystery of life.
Yeah.
And that brings me there. It raises my curiosity to wanting to know more of this, and whether you have platforms where you can share this information.
No, I look. To be honest with you, this is my first platform to do this.
Yes.
To share with people, but I keep reading because I believe you can't give what you don't have.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to fill your reservoirs.
Yes.
To be able to share.
Yes.
Otherwise, you have nothing.
You have nothing.
Yeah.
An empty, what do you call it? An empty pot makes the most
the
noise,
loudest
the
noise.
loudest noise.
Yeah.
Have you ever
And
heard about
that's
this
not
thing?
Kevin.
That's this man. He doesn't. He's just a man of few words.
Yeah.
I like the interaction.
Yeah.
And when we talk about all this one brings me back to the community part of the whole thing. And I was just wondering, could we just make it by ourselves, like without having friends and families, and we just all loners in this world? Why is community important?
I'll share with you something I read.
Yes.
Ubuntu philosophy.
Yes.
And in Ubuntu philosophy, it says, "You are because I am."
Mm-hmm.
And in other words, some philosophers like John Rousseau and Sartre,
Yes.
they say, "No man is an island.
Yep.
We need each other."
We need each other.
Yeah. If you are left with the whole world by yourself, where will you take it?
There's nothing. There's no one to ask you for anything. You can just take whatever you want.
It
Yes.
becomes a man in a state of nature.
Yes.
Yeah. And a man in a state of nature where there is no rules,
Yes.
is a boring life.
It's a bowling life.
Yeah.
We do not want to get bored.
A soldier
especially-
gets a job
Yes.
because there is social conflict.
Yeah. So it's also like a job opportunity.
Yeah. It's a revolving door.
It's a revolving door.
Yeah.
But what do you mean by revolving door?
Revolving door is
Yeah.
you need a GP for prescription.
Yes.
You need a pharmacist to get a prescription,
Yes.
and you need to come back to the beginning. So it's a revolving door.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
A chain.
does this happen in all sectors in our lives? Or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You are a mechanic.
Yes.
Bad roads
Yeah.
gives you a job because you hit the bottle, it comes to you. It's a revolving door.
Yes.
I don't mean that I encourage politicians not to make our lives good,
Yes. Yes.
but we need each other. In other words, the bottom line, irreducible minimum is
Yes.
we can't live in vacuum.
You cannot live in a vacuum. That's why we are saying, for anyone who is already in there, in the vacuum, we are trying to get them out one by one.
Yeah.
And what do you think about that one by one thing in the mentorship program? You reckon we can get some boys to wake up? What do you think?
One by one podcast. This podcast, to me, I can say, with you as you are the owner, it's like you have mentored me.
Yes.
And I've achieved many ideas from that stories and from that stories which you have been given to the YouTube. But
Yes.
so to me today I can say I'm lucky to be one of your friends who have been watching that.
Yes.
And I get more information about that. So I like it, but I'm just saying let us keep it. Just keep it on doing that.
Yeah.
And we nurture the youth and we get skills
Yes.
and everyone who will be watching that
Yes.
to gain something, not to be just watching, as he also gain any idea which can help him or her
Yeah.
in his or her life.
Yes.
To me, I can say today I'm someone because of that,
Very good.
and I like it. I can say that you keep it on. Let's put a spirited fight. Let's release up in your life. No one was but and let us say no one was born with something.
Yes.
You are born through nothing, and today you can be anywhere, and you can be someone
Yes.
when you like. So I can say that's Peter Spirited Fed and help youth through that. You also can watch it,
Yes.
and you get some talent, and you can get some skills through doing that.
Yeah.
Very good.
Create a platform.
Yes, and thank you so much. But just before we go with our guest, Alex, he's going to tell us more about. I heard that you're doing some training as well. What are you doing?
In June 28th of 2017,
Yes,
I founded a foundation
yes.
which is called
Shukran.
Home Foundation,
Yes,
which gave birth to Shukran Technical Training College,
yes.
which is basically a platform to create an opportunity for the less privileged,
Yes,
the needy,
yes,
to give them an equal playing ground.
yes,
Because unless we create opportunities for the young people, some they will never see this.
yeah.
And the vision which drew me to start this was a girl child in a village.
Yes,
They just lack this. They lack library. Started with a library
yeah,
where the young girl on a Sunday afternoon they can go and do their homework
yes,
rather than loitering in the local market.
yeah,
And reading an extra book improves their language skills
yes.
and critical thinking
And critical thinking, yes.
and empower them, because education is an equalizer.
Yes.
Money is
Right.
not an equalizer.
No, it's education.
Education is an equalizer. Anyone given an opportunity with a talent.
Yes.
The difference between a talented person and a hardworking person is the extra effort they put in.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Yeah. A talented person can be beaten in a day, broad daylight
Yeah.
by
Yes.
an hardworking.
Yes.
And I always give them an example of Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
We got a talented guy who works in the field and a guy who works 24 hours, 24/7.
Yes.
And they are both successful,
Yes.
two different philosophers.
Yeah.
So we got our foundation. We have and 5 classes graduate
Wow.
for our
Wow.
students,
Yes.
especially the computer training. We have computer
Yes.
packages or the 12
Yep.
packages.
Computer packages.
We have hairdressing and beauty and therapy.
Yeah.
We have dressmaking
Yep.
and tailoring.
Yeah.
Now we have welding,
Yes.
and Robert is helping
Yes,
me start
that's good.
mechanic.
Yes.
Gonna be teaching 3 days a week. I
Yes.
don't know whether the commitment is there yet.
Yeah.
We are here to sign the document.
We'll have to sign some
Commitment.
document. We'll have to see some commitment
Yes.
from this gentleman here. And so, where is this place? Where is it
It's in
located?
a place called Kavingoni
Yes.
in Mayuni,
Yeah.
Matu,
Yes.
Yata sub-counties,
Yes, sub-county.
Machakos County.
We'll be putting some of the details there so
Yeah.
that if you are on that side, or you, from wherever side you are in this country, you can always join Shukran Home Foundation.
And the name
And
comes,
also-
the name
Yes,
is self-explanatory.
Yes.
Shukran.
Shukran.
We
It's
are
a
saying thank
Thanksgiving.
you.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We'll be knowing more about our guest in our next episode. We'll be learning more about what has driven him to do what he's doing today. And we are calling for more people to do this. And when you have an opportunity to help and to give back to the community, do it with gratitude, and God will bless you as you bless others. And whether you are an aspiring entrepreneur or seasoned professional, or simply someone looking for inspiration, one by one we will equip you with the tools and the insights you need to lay the foundation of your success stories. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment. Your feedback helps us to grow and bring you even more inspiring stories. Thank you for listening to Building from the Ground Up. Remember, every great accomplishment starts with one single step. What will you build today? And until next time, keep building, keep striving, and keep reaching for your dreams.